Hi there, you are at the Avalanche Wyckoff session, and we're going to look at both weekly and daily and see what the charts are telling us. So let's get started. My tongue is tied, obviously. So back to the chart. We are at this mid part of an accumulation stage. The reason I'm guessing or inclined to believe we are at the accumulation is because of both 2004 as well as 2002-2003 period price levels, and as of this moment, if we're after the second test for both cases, we are hoping to see a sign of strength bounce. So at some point the price will break above this yellow line at around $21 and eventually reaching to a point close to or even higher than this orange line at around $25.50. So that's the bigger context in the weekly. If we go to the daily, last week we touched on these daily Wyckoff tags. So let me move this tag over here. Same thing. We saw a second test after an automatic rally. So if the weekly is seeking a sign of strength, there is a chance that we're going to see some movements wiggled upwards, approaching this blue line we already talked about. It's around $24. So if I flip it back, this at around $25.40, and it's actually the point around here. So it's not exactly the same in the weekly compared to the daily. If you're new to this, remember this is the automatic rally. That's 25.40 cents. Here, the sell and climax for weekly was around $16. Back to the daily chart, there were two sell and climax already. We only had one in the weekly chart, both at the $16 range. Actually, there was a second test at that level as well. So remember, in the daily chart, these patterns are going to happen much more frequently, and it's going to be way more noisier. So let's get rid of this, and remember, we're trying to look for a sign of strength, this little pump up that's going to somehow at the level of automatic rally. This may be one already at. That's why it's going to be very tricky to analyze in the daily chart. Reason I say this is, you see this green bar over here, right? So at this over here, we see this one, and more importantly, this shows very strong support at this moment. Here, around the selling climax, we saw a little bit, much like the previous. So I'm talking about this green bar, and at this selling climax there was a taller green bar as well. What we don't see yet is second. So at this second test, if I change it to a line chart, you see this dip over here, right? So there was some sort of buying, but not as crazy as this one. So here, this candle, this green candle over here, is combined with this line, this bar over here, is actually telling us there was a lot of change of hands. Some people wanted to push it further down, while a lot was buying the dip. So that's why we have that crazy bar. Over here, even at the selling climax, there wasn't such sort of movements. So I'm not sure whether we'll see the same again. There's a chance that we may not, because we are already somewhere here, unless there is a deeper test coming. So that's when at the daily we'll dip below this and then eventually climb back up to seek for the sign of strength. So those are the scenarios for Wyckoff, according to the Wyckoff method, that would happen if AVAX is continue to grow healthily. Obviously this level, I would say, is a healthy level. However, it may not be lowest given what happened in 2022-23 at this range. It's still a bit of distance over there. However, if the project continues to grow and it's healthy, then, like I said, in the weekly chart, we may be at a stage where accumulation has already started, even though it's lower than 2024. What we have to wait is when this happens. So here, people would maybe call that a spring. Let's mark it over there. So last time, from the automatic rally to the time it goes up again, it was 455 days back in 2022-23. That's a long period. Let me show you what I've drawn here. So it's this line over here, and this 455 days I was talking about. And then 2024, from automatic rally to the first week it climbs, it was only 112 days. So right now we're 63 days since the automatic rally. So if it's like the timeline is somewhere between those, we're still early. So think about it. That's the total concept or context around this for AVAX for now. So